Okay, to see this function working, I'm going to have to just comment this lot out. Let's just move on down from the key and then comment all of this out. Well, I actually want to use this right user file, but I'm getting my apples and pears mixed up here, so I'm going to end up in a big problem. But I want to show you what's happening. So let's just comment that out and move it down a little bit. So I've got my key, which I need, and I've got 1. So what I need to do is get the username and password. What I don't want to do is encode the comma. So I don't want to encode all of the user. I just want to do the username and I just want to do the password. And when I get the user details, I'll probably do it in this function, but I'm doing it outside now just to show you it working. So if I get, let's do this. Let's copy those, paste them there, and dedent that region. So I'm just using the same 2 lines. I'm getting the username from the keyboard, and what I'm going to do is encode or decode the username now. So username equals encode decode username. So I'm sending in the username, which I read from the keyboard, into this encoding, this cipher making machine, and it should give me my username here. And I need to really do the same with the password. So let me just copy that and do the same with the password. And that password, there we go. So now I've encoded both of those. And really what I want to do is write these 2 things into the file. So I need to join them together. So I'm going to copy that line of code and join them together. So username and password, which will be coded. And then I'm going to write them into the file. So what I should see now, if you type in admin and let me in, you should not be able to see those words admin and let me in at all. They should be encoded in the file. So if I run that program, and fingers crossed everything's fine. So admin, oh, takes exactly 2, 1 given. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, I haven't sent the key in. There we go. Silly me. There we go. So let's do admin and let's just see this work. Let's move this across. And the password was let me in. And there we have the encoded word in the file. So you would not be able to work out what the username was or what the password was. Now that's going to be a little bit tough at the moment because I really want to read this file and pull back these words so that you can see the decoding work. But as well as writing that to the file, I can print it out to the screen. So I can print user to the screen. So user at this time is my encoded username and password. What I'm going to do now is decode it. So I'm going to give it exactly the same thing. So I need this. And I need this. which were the same functions. But what I need here, instead of, because this is now a whole thing, I need to split this back into its constituent parts. So I need to say that username is user dot split, oops, a comma, split on the comma, and take the first element. Let's copy that line, and then password equals user dot split on the first element. And we could just print those out at this point. Print, let me just write a suitable error message. Encoded values, user name position 0, password position 1, whoops, dot format, and then username and password. And if I just copy exactly the same line of text when I've decoded them, and change that one there to decoded, hopefully we'll encode it, have this as our coded version, and then be able to read it again and decode it. So let me run the program, make sure I'm not writing things to files or anything. There we go. So run the program and let's see what happens on the screen. Decoding and encoding. So here we go, admin, let me in. There is the encoded value. What have I done now? So username equals the coded value, and then I decode it back to admin and let me in. So it's coded it and decoded it. That's the method I'm going to use for the files. So the files are going to store an encoded version, but we're going to play around with, or we need to pull out the username from the coded version. Very, very difficult. This is, it's capable at level 9. It is not, it's not something that is, oh, you only do this at A level or university. No, this is top end, really top end. I would expect candidates who get a level 9 to be able to do this. So I'm showing it you, and hopefully you will be able to do this and take it with you wherever you go forward. So in the next video I'm going to start putting together my functions and what have you to put in my main program. But remember, this is only method 1. Method 2, we're just going to use SQL, and you're going to see just how simple SQL is compared to this, just to have data that you can't read or can't nick or break into a program. So we'll take a look at that in the next lesson, writing these into our program so it all works.